Hey, what's up? This time I'm going to be doing another anime video. This time it's going to be about the winter and spring seasons of 2023. And then eventually I'll do one on the current season, which is the summer season, even though it's like ending, or it practically has ended anyways. Doesn't matter. I'm not holding my microphone today. It feels a bit weird. I don't really know what to do with my hands. Insert Talladega Nights bit. Editor, don't do that. I'm telling myself not to do that. So I went through my anime list because I keep track of all the anime I watch because I'm a loser. And I wrote them all down in my notebook. And yeah, let's just have some fun. This isn't just anime that aired during that season. It's just all of the anime that I watched. Some of it's old, some of it's new. So I started off winter 2023 watching Trigun. Not the reboot, but the original Trigun. I've actually never seen it all the way through before, and so I started it, and I really enjoyed it. I love 90s anime. There's just something about 90s anime that's just so good. I love the art style and the feel of it, and like the grain on the animation. It's just so good. It was enjoyable. I didn't love Trigun, but I did really like it. Danmachi Season 4 Part 2, or known as, what is it called? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is that what it's called? I don't know. I just call it Danmachi all the time. I forget what it's actually called. Anyways, incredible. I think this is the best thing that Danmachi has ever done. This is my favorite thing in the show so far. It was such a great arc. I just loved seeing their relationship build, and it had a good ending to it. There were times where it felt like it was taking forever to progress, but I think it was worth it. It was a little bit slow at times, but man, I really liked Season 4 Part 2. I liked it a lot. Nigen Fusion, adventurers who don't believe in humanity will save the world. It's not a great anime, but I did enjoy it. It's basically about, it's not an isekai. It feels a lot like an isekai. It's not an isekai, it's just a fantasy anime. But it's about people who are all wronged by someone at some point in their lives, and they just kind of like hate people and they don't trust anybody. Except they all band together and form a party together, and it's just about that, basically. And I guess eventually they're gonna end up saving the world, but you definitely don't get anywhere near that in the story. Or at least in Season 1. It was fine. The magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady. Again, I loved this anime. I thought it was great. Amazing animation, great art style, super cool fight scenes. Like whenever they showed magic, it always looked super awesome. This one is an isekai, even though it didn't have to be. You often forget that it is an isekai, but basically it's a guy dies and is reincarnated as a girl, a teenage girl, and they get reincarnated as a princess, except in a world dominated by magic. This person doesn't have magic powers. And not only that, they're royalty, so they're like expected to be good at magic, and they don't have magic. And so it's about them using their knowledge of the real world to make magical tools that like anybody could use who's not good at magic. And then the magical genius is the girl who they fall in love with, and she's like super good at magic. Horrible plot analysis, or summary, but it's a good anime. I liked it a lot. Revenger, didn't like it. I thought about dropping this anime many times. I see why people would like it. It was just really slow for me, and there were many episodes where I just watched it and was like, this is so boring. I don't care about any of the characters. I don't care about the plot. But I saw it through the end, and it was fine, but like personally I just didn't like it. If they make a Season 2, which I'm trying to think of how it ended, there won't be a Season 2. Maybe, I don't know. Although there is this character who's this super buff jack guy who uses a bow and arrow. He's also a doctor, but whenever he pulls his bow back, his like muscles rip out of his shirt because his bow is just so big and beefy, and it's just and his shirt pops off. It's pretty cool. Main character, didn't care about him at all. Super unlikable. To me anyways. I don't know. Revenger is fine. The Angel Next Door spoils me rotten. It's it's just like a kind of a nothing anime. It like there's not a whole lot to it. It's just kind of like a feel good, watch these two characters like build a relationship. Basically, this guy lives alone, the high schooler lives alone. It's not something that would happen in America, but I don't know if that's a thing in Japan or not, but this high schooler lives alone. And his next door neighbor is like the most popular girl in school. I mean, she's like so popular that people don't talk to her, so she doesn't have friends, but she's like still popular. Anyways, they started hanging out. That's basically the show. It's, you know, it's a serotonin, like, super slow-moving show. It's also super unrealistic. Their relationship's kind of weird, to be honest. Chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. This anime is fine. Like, I thought it was fairly enjoyable. It's pretty much what the title entails. This guy worked for the demon army, gets fired, and then goes and lives among the humans. But then you find out that he wasn't a demon. He was human all along. And then it's just kind of like he tries to build a relationship between humans and demons because he still has like friends on the demon side too. And it's kind of just about like humans and demons getting along. There's also a lot of boobs in it. There's a lot of boobs. This guy loves boobs. But also, there's this weird time skip in it that comes out of nowhere. Like several year time skip. And it just happens out of nowhere in the middle of an episode. And then all of a sudden, one of the characters, they're just dead. They don't talk or explain about it. They're just like, oh yeah, this guy's dead. This other character took his place. Like, alright, it was weird, but you know, it progressed the story pretty fast. Oh, I'm probably gonna pronounce his name wrong. Handyman Sato in Another World. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, this guy gets like, he gets isekai, but he doesn't like get reborn. He just gets teleported with like all of his clothes and handyman tools into this fantasy world, and then he ends up joining a party, and he's their handyman. He's kind of everything. He knows how to like treat wounds and fix things and break into doors and bust lock. I don't know, lock picking. That's the word I was looking for. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It's structured really weird. Like the first several episodes feel like a bunch of short stories between like different characters, but it does all like all of these short stories do come together towards the end of the show, and I enjoyed it. Also, there's a lot of penises in this anime, I mean, it's censored, but there's a lot of penis, more than you would expect. Moving on. Reborn to Master the Blade, from Hero King to Extraordinary Squire. This guy is a king in his world, and he was really good with a sword, but then he dies. But he was such a good king that the goddess or whoever the hell was like, hey, you were amazing as a king swordsmith person, I'm gonna give you another life. And he's like, sick. And so he gets reborn, except he's reborn as a woman, so another guy turning into a woman with bustiness. And this anime is weird because it says reborn to Master the Blade, and this character literally never uses a sword. I mean, not never, occasionally uses a sword, but almost all of the fights they use their fists. It's like, and the point of that is like, they haven't found a sword that's strong enough that they can handle. Because they're just so powerful with a sword. They haven't found a sword that won't just like break or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. The anime is fine. It's whatever. Tomo-chan is a girl. Loved this anime. It was great. It's about a tomboy who's in love with their childhood best friend. And watching that relationship was really good. You know, I thought this was gonna be a whatever anime, but it's actually really cute and endearing and surprisingly super funny. In fact, you should watch it because it's funny, more than the romance part. It's just a fairly funny anime. But also, I recommend the dub. I try to watch a few dubs every season just because it's nice to like watch a dub while eating my meal or whatever. Tomo-chan is a girl. Really good dub. In fact, it's super funny dubbed. I think most comedies dubbed are pretty good. Next up is Spy Classroom. This was a High Dive exclusive. It was fine. You know, it was... I thought about dropping it a few times. It's kind of weird because the anime is like these group of girl spies get trained in by this like super world's best spy guy, whatever. And they're training for this like super mission. I forget what it's called, but they have like a word for this like world's hardest mission or whatever. And they do the mission in like the 4th episode, I think, like the 4th or 5th episode. And then after that is just like flashbacks and other stuff. And it's like, why did you escalate to what should have been the finale so fast? I don't know. It was okay. Season 2 is aired. I actually didn't watch season 2. Not yet. I thought about it, but I don't know if I liked season 1 enough to watch season 2. Buddy Daddies. Wonderful anime. It's about 2 guys who are like hired hitmen. They kill a guy who has a daughter, and then they're like, well, what do we do with her? And they take her in and take care of her. And it's super cute and endearing, and it's really cute. It is funny. It pulls on your heartstrings at times. It's a very good anime. A lot of people like to compare it to Spy Family. It's nothing like Spy Family other than the fact it's 2 adults and a little girl. That's like where the comparisons end, pretty much. There's also a tad bit of action. They are hitmen after all, but not a whole lot of action. It's mostly about them taking care of this little girl. And also their relationship as friends grow. Friends. Yeah, it's a really sweet anime. Check it out. The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in the world. I enjoyed this anime. I thought it was pretty cool and interesting. It's an isekai, a guy who is the strongest exorcist, dies and gets reincarnated in this other world. And it's a world with magic and whatnot, except he doesn't have magic, but he does have his exorcism powers and all of the other powers and knowledge of his old world. He's super overpowered. I don't think one time in the entire show is there ever a time where he might even be possibly defeated. He's just super overpowered from the start. So if you like that kind of power fantasy isekai, it's good. I liked it. Saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. You know, this anime is weird. The only reason I liked it was I really liked the main character. I didn't really care about the show or the plot, but there's just something about the main character, like her design, her attitude, the voice actor. I just really like the main character, and that's like the reason I stuck with it. But basically, this girl gets like kind of isekai'd into a new world, and she comes up with this idea to like take things from this fantasy world into the real world and take things from the real world into the fantasy world, and she's gonna make money in both worlds. And then whichever world she makes more money in, she's gonna like retire happy, you know? That's kind of what it's about. There's a few sad moments at times, but it was decent. The Eminence in Shadow didn't air in the winter season. It started in the fall season and continued through the winter season. I already talked about it, but it's amazing. Lots of YouTubers have already made videos about it. It's a brilliant show, super funny, awesome action. It's great. Bow Fury, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense season 2. Did this air in the winter? I know that I didn't watch it until all the episodes aired, and I just like binge watched it all. Quite possibly one of my favorite anime ever. Bow Fury is just one of those like turn your brain off, sit down, and enjoy the show kind of shows. There's lots of action, lots of silliness, lots of friendship in it, but like there's not a whole lot going on for plot. There's like no conflict. There's never any like real danger. There's no fighting. There's no arguing. Nobody ever gets mad or angry. There's no romance. It's just people being friends playing this virtual reality game, and it's so enjoyable. I love Bow Fury so much. It's great. Winter season honorable mentions. Vinland Saga season 2. Love season 1. I just didn't get around to watching season 2. I do have the manga, so I'm not like super in a hurry to watch it, but I do want to watch it. Season 1's amazing. I know season 2 is going to be amazing, so Vinland Saga season 2. Blue Lock. I didn't watch it. I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but I do know it's really good because I read the manga. So I don't know if I'm going to watch the anime or not because I love the manga and I'm fine with the manga, but maybe. Tokyo Revengers Season 2. I love Season 1. Season 2 is a Hulu exclusive, and I watch anime on Hulu. I just, for whatever reason, didn't feel like watching it. I don't know, I just didn't. Don't Toy With Me Miss Nagatoro Season 2. Season 1 is good, I watched Season 1, but I didn't love watching Season 1 because I've been reading the manga since Volume 1 came out, and so I didn't, the show doesn't really give me anything that the manga doesn't, and so I just haven't watched Season 2. I might watch it on a rainy day, but yeah, I read the manga, so it's good though. I know it's good, so. Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4. I've actually never watched it. I know it's good. It looks like an anime that I would super enjoy. I just haven't got around to it. Trigun Stampede. I rewatched the original Trigun to eventually watch Trigun Stampede, and then I just didn't get around to watching it. So maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know, didn't watch it. High Card. This anime looked cool and interesting. I just didn't watch it. But it looked cool. I might watch it eventually. It looked really interesting. Farming Life in Another World. I don't know if this anime was good or not, but it's an isekai about farming, and I'm sure it's super enjoyable. This is ending up being a longer recording than I initially intended, but oh well, it is what it is. Alright, moving on to the spring season of 2023, we started off watching Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. Incredible anime movie. It is just non-stop, action-packed, beautiful animation. It was great. I loved it so much. Sure, it doesn't have a whole lot going for it as far as plot, but it's just so pretty to look at, and there is so much. Once the movie starts, it just keeps going with fighting. Just non-stop act. It's really good. I loved this movie. Black Clover, the anime is good. I think not enough people gave it a chance. It had a rocky start, but it definitely does get better. However, the manga, incredible from the start. The Black Clover manga is amazing shonen. It's very good. Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith arc. It was good. I didn't love this arc that much in the manga, but the anime does what the anime does and just made it so much better than the manga. And it was a very enjoyable arc. I really liked it. Skip and Loafer. I liked this anime so much. I bought the manga. Super enjoyable. It's kind of a rom-com, but there's not a whole lot of romance in it. At least not yet. I don't know if it does eventually get there. But it's a very heartwarming, serotonin-filled, feel-good, slice-of-life type anime. It was wonderful. I like Skip and Loafer a lot. Also, opening, incredible. I didn't skip it one time. It's such a great opening. The little dance they do, where they do this little thing, fucking adorable. It's so cute. Konosuba, an explosion on this wonderful world. Of course, is Konosuba, except it stars Megumin as the main character, and it's kind of a prequel to Konosuba. It was great. She's such a great main character. I would love for the new season of Konosuba, if it ever comes, I would love for it to just be more Megumin. Honestly, she's such a wonderful character. It was really good. It was a great spinoff. I love Konosuba season 1 and 2. I haven't watched them for a while, but I think the show, and especially the movie, is just so funny. Maybe it doesn't hold up though, it has been a while, but it's good stuff. Mashle, Magic and Muscle. This is a manga that I kept seeing, and I was like, do I want to start another manga? I'll have to buy more volumes. And I just never did. And then the anime came out and I watched it. I was like, oh, this is so stupid. I love it. And so I'm not gonna go grab it, but I do have a stack of volumes up to 10. I think there's more than that, but I only have up to 10 right now of Mashle, and it's good. It's a world of magic, except the main character doesn't use magic, doesn't have magic powers, but instead he has lots of muscle, and so he uses his muscles to fight magic. And it's just so absurd and stupid. There's a scene where he is trying to pretend to ride a broom, but he can't because he doesn't have magic, and so he just kicks his legs so hard and fast that he levitates. It's excellent. It's super fun show. Also, opening goes super hard. It sounds like Chunk No Captain Chunk. If you've ever listened to that band, it sounds just like them, except in Japanese. And then the ending also goes hard. It's super good. It's a great show. Oshi no Ko is an anime that I didn't know if I was gonna like, but everyone started talking about it, and the animation did look good, and I was like, screw it. Everyone's talking about this anime. I'm gonna give it a shot. I have High Dive, why not? And so I watched it, and it was really interesting. I found the first episode amazing. And what's amazing about it is at first, I didn't know that it was like a movie. I think it's a 90-minute long episode or close to that. And I'm like 45 minutes into the episode and be like, this episode is feeling kind of long. Is this over yet? And I hover my mouse. I'm like, oh, it's 90 minutes. Oh, never mind. This is quite the intro. What's interesting is that the rest of the show is nothing like the first episode. The first episode, the movie opening, just is like setting up the main story of the show, and it like completely changes. I don't know. I think this anime is super interesting. Beautiful animation, decent music. I understand why people love it. I personally am super interested in the story. It is kind of weird. I don't want to get into it because I think finding it out for yourself without spoilers is like part of the magic of the show. And I've thought about picking up the manga. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm thinking about it. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. Excellent slice of life romance anime, super duper good. It's about this girl who only ever played video games because of her boyfriend, and then her boyfriend dumps her, and she's like, oh, I don't know what to do, and she starts like playing games again, and then she meets someone, and then she falls in love with him, this like professional gamer guy. That was a horrible summary, but just trust me, it is super cute. The guy is like your stereotypical like shy, doesn't talk much type person, and she's like super extroverted, but she's like my favorite part of the show. She's a wonderful character. It's a very good anime. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. This anime is so stupid. It's whatever. If you like it, that's fine. I don't know if I liked it or not, to be honest, but I do know one thing. It's really stupid. Like, I mean, it's a super tragic and sad backstory of this like overweight loser with no friends, and he finds this like wardrobe to Narnia that leads him to this fantasy world where he gains magic powers, and like it changes his physical body to be super muscular and fit. And then he goes in the real world and he's still muscular, he still has his magic powers, and he's like super handsome too, I guess. And I think the show would have been much better if when he went back to the real world, or like the world that he's from, I guess they're both real worlds, but if he went back to being his like overweight self, I think it would have been much better if he went to this magical world and like was fit and did all of these things, and then went into the real world and then worked on himself and like earned this transformation of his, because like part of the plot of the show is that he saves a girl's life, sort of, or like helps her out, and because of that she was super moved by him and went to his school to invite him to this like super private exclusive school as he was overweight. But then when she goes to invite him, he's like already super beautiful. And I think it would have been a lot more interesting for him to go to this school as this overweight guy who's shy and afraid of people, and then watch him like grow. And then because he goes there and gets all of these friends, but like how would that have gone if he was different? Like, would he have still made these friends? Are these all like really good people who would have been friends with him no matter what? I think that would have been way more interesting instead of the way it's going in the show. I didn't love it. I don't know if I'm going to watch season 2 if there is one. Also, the reason why I say this show is so stupid is because when he goes in the real world, he still has his magic and abilities and everything else. And so, like, there's an episode where they go camping, right? And a bear attacks their campsite, and he goes up to the bear and fucking suplexes the bear. What? And everyone in the campsite is like, whoa, did you see that? That was so cool. I can't believe he did that. That was awesome. Yeah, go main character. I don't remember his name. And it's like, guys, he just suplexed a bear. That's not normal. Are none of you concerned that he can suplex a bear? What is going on? I don't know. It's a strange anime. But if you want to watch someone suplex a bear, that's where you'll find it. Summoned to Another World for a second time. Honestly, awful. Awful anime. I watched every episode. I didn't gain anything from it. It started off fine. I thought it had a good premise. It's about this kid who was isekai'd to a world, became that world's hero, and then one day disappeared. But when in reality he went back to his original world, but then he gets isekai'd again, except he gets isekai'd with his whole class of students. And so he already knows this world, everyone knows him, he's the hero. I loved that idea of someone going there for a second time, but they just don't do anything with that. Cause his whole class gets isekai'd with him, but they don't do anything with that idea. None of the students contribute to the show at all. It's all just kind of pointless. And also, the animation quality goes down significantly towards the end. And none of the fights are fun to watch. The plot's pretty meh. The villain is who cares about him? The main character, who cares about him? It just wasn't good. Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury Season 2. Wonderful Gundam series. I really liked it. It is not your stereotypical Gundam type series, but it is really enjoyable. I liked it a lot. Beautiful art style and animation, fun characters, cool looking Gundams and mobile suits. It was good. I liked it a lot. Ending was a bit weird for me, but it was fine. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it, but didn't hate it. Magical Destroyers. This was an anime where I watched season 1 where I'm like, this is gonna be one of my favorite anime. Baller opening. The opening is so good. I watched it constantly. I wish the anime was as good as the opening. It was okay. I ended up, by the end of the show, I thought it was okay. There's a lot of discussions in the comment section about the ending of the show. Some people think it was the worst ending ever. Some people say oh, you just don't understand it. I don't really care whether you understand the ending or not. I still don't think it was very good. It was fine. It really did lose me towards the end of the show. It's a really weird anime, but that's kind of what made it fun and interesting to watch. Basically, in this world, someone takes over and starts trying to get rid of otakus and otaku culture, and the otaku fight back again, basically as the resistance army, and it's just really silly and funny. But they also have magical girls that help them fight. I don't know how else to explain it, but it was not as good as I thought it was going to be, but I did enjoy it. Heavenly Delusion. Amazing anime. It's so good. I know tons of AniTubers have made videos about this anime. It was a Hulu exclusive, and it did not get the love and praise that it should have. If this was on Crunchyroll, it probably would have been one of the biggest anime of the season. It's so good and interesting. It has a great art style, great animation, really cool, fun action scenes. And the main characters, Kiriko and Maru, watching them just go on adventures in this apocalyptic world and fight monsters, and they do have a goal that they're looking for, but because they're looking for this goal, they're just going on these mini adventures everywhere, and it's just a super fun and interesting anime, and not enough people watched it. So if you didn't watch it, go watch Heavenly Delusions on Hulu. It's really good. And then my favorite anime of the spring season was actually Insomniac's After School. This is an anime about a boy who doesn't sleep very well and a girl who doesn't sleep very well, and they find that out about each other, and then they start hanging out because they have this common thing together, this common problem, and so when they can't sleep, they hang out together at night and they grow closer and they talk a lot, you know, and you watch them slowly become friends and then watch them become better friends and then watch it go from there. It's a really sweet anime. I liked it a lot. What I didn't know about the show going in is that it's also like pretty heavily about photography, and it's a pretty big part of the show and drives a lot of the plot in the show, but mostly the fact that they're Insomniacs. And it's a really, I would love to rewatch this anime, like binge watch it fully through it to see how I feel about it, because like watching it week to week, I really did enjoy Insomniacs After School. Alright, spring season honorable mentions. Eden Zero season 2. I didn't watch it, but I enjoyed season 1. It's fairy tale in space. You sit down, turn your brain off, watch this silly action, you know, laugh off the weird ecchi moments, and then you watch the next episode. Season 1 was a Netflix exclusive and it was dubbed, and then season 2 is on Crunchyroll and there's no dub, at least not that I know of. There might be a dub now, but I don't know, for like the type of show that it is where I'm just gonna like turn my brain off and watch it, I prefer dub, and so I don't know, I just didn't watch it. Maybe I will, we'll see. I got the manga, I'll just read the manga. Ring of Kings, Treasure Chest of Courage. I'm actually currently watching that right now. I thought this was a legitimate season 2. It's not. It's like a weird series of like short stories that take place before season 1, during season 1, and after season 1. It's like really weird. Like, I love seeing more stories with these characters, but it's just not what I expected. Tanikawa, Over the Moon for You season 2. I love season 1. Lots of serotonin. I just didn't feel like watching season 2. I'm sure it's really good. I'm sure it's excellent. But at the time, like, I was already watching so much anime, I just didn't watch season 2. The Dangers in My Heart is about a kid who wants to murder, but then he falls in love with the one that he wants to murder or something like that. Didn't watch it, but it sounded interesting, and I think it has a high score on my anime list too, but yeah. Dr. Stone, New World. Love Dr. Stone. I've seen everything up until New World. I just didn't watch it. It's on my list though. I'll get around to it. I'll watch it eventually. Rainy day, I'll binge it probably. And then Hell's Paradise. I'm definitely going to binge that eventually. I just didn't get around to it. I super love the manga. It's very good. This is volume 13, which is actually the last volume. I have read all of Hell's Paradise. And so when the season aired, I just didn't feel like watching it yet. I'm going to binge watch it. Eventually, I'm definitely going to watch it. Hell's Paradise is excellent. So I assume the anime is also excellent. So yeah, that's everything that I watched during the winter and spring season of 2023. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know what my next video is going to be. I actually have no idea. I have a list of ideas written down in my notebook, so I'll just pick one and see which one I'll be able to do. I'm very busy at work next week, so it'll probably be something easy, just something I can throw up to say I got a video up on Friday. But I am trying to do a video every Friday for the foreseeable future, for as long as I feel like doing it, I guess, or until I reach a Friday that I just can't get a video done in time. It's gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna try my best. It's gonna be fun. I already feel more motivated to get videos recorded. It's not video game related like I wanted to do, but I just haven't had a whole lot of time to play games. So videos like this are easy though. Just sit down and talk about whatever I want to talk about, especially anime, because I watch anime while I'm eating supper or whatever else. Also, that's supper. Supper is dinner. For all of you that don't live in the Midwest, supper just means dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna end it with that. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.